So we will be live at 2:30.
Yes, ma'am. And we are waiting for the chair. As soon as he will join, we will start. So most probably he will join at 2:30.
No problem. How many participants are there and what are the streams?
Ma'am, I think we will be, right now there are 85, but more will join. So we'll be having around 200 to 250 participants. And
Okay,
then this
definitely
session is streaming live on YouTube also. So there will be few viewers there also.
but not exactly agricultural economists. More than that means.
Yeah,
They will
ma'am.
be from different streams because we are not exactly agriculture economists in that number in ICR.
Yeah.
The students are also there, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine.
Dr. Gunjan. Hello. Dr. Gunjan.
हाँ जी sir.
Have we received any communication from Chandrasekhar?
So I will check.
I spoke to his office yesterday, and his secretary confirmed that sir will be joining on time and he remembers the appointment.
Should we leave a message with his PA?
Yes, sir, it will be good. I think we can leave a message.
I think he'll join in 2 minutes, but I'll still give him a call.
He is joined, ma'am. I will ask Gaurav to add him in the panel.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Dr. Chandel, sir. Dr. Senthil.
Good afternoon, madam. Good afternoon, sir. This is Sandil.
Good afternoon, Dr. Sandil.
Yes.
And thank you very much to be continuously with us throughout the webinar.
I'm part of the division.
Good afternoon.
Welcome, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
Dr. Chandel, good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
Dr.
sir.
Chandrasekhar.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the technical session post-lunch. I think everybody's here, so we can start. Let me start by welcoming everybody on the panel.
Just let Udita, let everything settled.
Okay, all right.
All the speakers have joined.
I think Mr. Das is yet to join, but
Sorry, ma'am, he has joined. We will be adding him in the panel. It will take just a minute. And all other have joined.
Just wait. Dr. Chandrasekhar ji.
Yes, Doctor.
Formal welcome will be there, but I personally, on my own behalf, welcome you to this session and to chair this session. And I am also thankful to you that you accepted my invitation and joined here as a chairperson. I had a close interaction with Dr. Chandrasekhar when I was at NARM, Hyderabad. And he had served also, though he is a man of agriculture extension, I think I'm right. He has also served as a Director General of National Institute of Agriculture Marketing, and then now Director General of Manage Hyderabad. So I congratulate Dr. Chandrasekhar to you for rising in your career so fast. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chandel. Nice meeting you after a long time.
Right. Thank you.
A decade.
Yeah, I think after coming from Hyderabad, I could not visit it again.
All the speakers are here. If it is okay, I think we can start.
Udita, you may see if all the speakers are there, we will start.
okay, sir. So I formally welcome everybody to this post-lunch technical session, which is the fourth session of this webinar. I welcome Dr. Chandrasekhar and all the speakers in this particular session. The first speaker, there's a slight change, Chandrasekhar sir. The first speaker will be Dr. Ditambara Singh. She has a meeting, so she requested that she becomes the first speaker, and Mr. Das will be the second speaker. And we also have Dr. Senthil. Let me just quickly give a brief introduction of Dr. Chandrasekhar. He is the director at National Institute of Agricultural Extension Management, that is MANAGE, at Hyderabad. And before that, he served as the Director General of CCS, National Institute of Agricultural Marketing at Jaipur. He holds a PhD in Agricultural Extension and he has over 30 years of experience in the areas of agricultural extension management, agri-entrepreneurship development, agricultural marketing management, and public-private partnership in extension. He has also headed the Center for Agricultural Extension Policy, Public-Private Partnership, and Center for Excellence in Agricultural Extension Management, and Center for Agri-Entrepreneurship Development. I welcome you, sir, to this session, and we hope to gain from your experiences and your insights. Dr. Ritambara Singh, our first speaker, she has recently joined as Associate Professor of Agribusiness Management at the School of Agribusiness Management and Rural Management of Dr. Rajendra Prasad's Central Agricultural University, Pusa, Samastipur, Bihar. Before that, she was working at the International Agribusiness Management Institute, Anand, and she has over 20 years of association with the field of agricultural economics as a student, as a researcher, and as an analyst. She worked as an agricultural specialist with Foreign Agricultural Services, US Department of Agriculture, US Embassy, New Delhi. And prior to this, she's also worked for Advanced Biofuels USA, senior analyst at the Multi-Commodity Exchange of India. So she holds expertise in micro and macroeconomics, agribusiness, commodity derivatives, and crops and livestock, economics, and WTO. Then we also have Mr. Das with us. Mr. Das was there in the morning session also. We had the privilege to listen to his views on the new farm laws. He has an excellent track record of leadership. He's delivered results through strategic skills in driving revenue and bottom line growth. He's had an illustrious career, it's going on of 36 years, reflects continual learning, advancement, depth of valuable and diversified leadership experience, and consistent achievements in driving innovative, effective business strategies, programs, and initiatives for business transformation and sustainable business results. He's a widely respected enthusiast and a thought leader in agriculture, in allied agriculture like dairy, poultry, and fishery, and processed food sectors. And he's an architect of white paper on clean milk production in India, submitted to the Ministry of Fishery, Animal Husbandry, and Dairy in 2020. He has been associated in various committees in CII at national and state level, and he's a keen policy advocate covering dairy, fishery, and marine, poultry, and food processing sectors. It's a large biodata, but due to paucity of time, I will not go through. There's a lot that he's contributed. And similarly, our third esteemed speaker, Dr. Senthil. Dr. Senthil, he's a scientist at the ICR Indian Institute of Wheat and Barley Research. He's also a faculty with us here at NDRI DESM division. He's a socio-economic researcher with around 13 years of experience in R&D and currently serving for the Indian Council of Agricultural Research, like I said, with experience of about 9 years in wheat and barley production, marketing, and policy prescription. He was honored with the Dr. R.T. Joshi Award for the best article in 2013, published in Agricultural Economics Research Review. He has also been honored with several other recognitions, including the Lal Bahadur Shastri Outstanding Young Scientist, ICR Best Worker Award, and Professor Mahatam Singh Memorial Award, and Uma Lele Mentorship Awards. So many awards to his name. And he's also involved with teaching and guiding, like I said, our very own MSc and PhD students here at National Dairy Research Institute. He's interested in multidisciplinary and multi-institutional research and learning, fostering for innovations and policy formulation, leading to agricultural transformations. So with this introduction, I now hand over the session to our chairperson, Dr. Chandrasekhar. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon to everyone. First of all, I would like to take the opportunity thanking NDRI Karnal, especially Dr. Chandel, for inviting me to chair this session. It's a great pleasure having a very eminent panelist. Of course, Dr. Udita made my job easy. She gave full introduction of all the speakers who are going to present in detail. Of course, I would like to invite all the speakers to this session as a chair. Of course, Dr. Arabinda Das, he represents private sector, and he comes with a very rich experience in startups, mergers and acquisitions, and especially establishing multiple distribution channels. Probably that will give a lot of ideas for us in agriculture also. Dr. Ritambara Singh, she comes with very rich experience while working with the USDA, US Embassy in New Delhi, and also, a private sector in of a US owned company. She is also working for Central Agriculture University. What is happening in Agriculture University with respect to new avenues for creating agriculture marketing? Probably she will be in a position to throw more light on that. Indian Council of Agriculture Research, which is sponsoring this organization, is a very reputed organization. A lot of research, market-led extension, market-related research activities are going on. Probably Dr. Senthil, who represents an ICR organization with 13 years of experience, especially in barley and wheat production, marketing, and policy prescriptions. He will be in a position to throw more light on that. And all three eminent speakers, they come from marketing background. We are talking about new avenues in agriculture marketing. I'm sure that their presentations will be very useful and interesting for all the participants. Just to make a opening remark, all efforts are made at Government of India level to create a ecosystem for creating more avenues in agriculture marketing. If you look at the Dr. Ashok Dalwai committee report submitted during 2018, the entire 14 volumes, they focus on market-led approaches, what policy should do, what program should do. Detailed description is given in this. And in the meantime, at policy level, many model acts which are advisory in nature, they were implemented by Government of India. And taking a cue from this model acts, several state governments, they brought changes in their marketing programs and practices. That's a good development. The recent the announcement by Honorable Prime Minister in the form of Atmanirbhar Bharat talked about launching 10,000 farmers producers organization, which is prerequisite for finding avenues for alternative avenues in agriculture marketing. As long as farmer is alone, he's very much vulnerable for exploitation. Once they become a group, the power of farmers coming together. So this is very, very important public decision supported by came straight away from Honorable Prime Minister in the form of Atmanirbhar Bharat, and programmatic support is also given. 10,000 such groups are expected within 5 years. I think each group will come out with their own innovative marketing strategy, and maybe after 2, 3, 4 years, we will be enriched with a lot of experience, field level experience, and it's a very good development. Just by group at farm gate, they will be handicapped to take up alternative marketing activities. They need some required infrastructure. Therefore, the important announcement made by Government of India, that is also part of Atmanirbhar Bharat, that is Agriculture Infrastructure Fund worth of around 1 lakh crore rupees. Probably that is come very handy for all the farmers producers organization to create necessary market related infrastructure at their farm gate. So one side aggregation of farmers into group, another side creation of infrastructure which are required for farmers organization to enter into marketing activity. All these days they're just confined into only a production oriented activities, and many more things are there. Maybe after listening and learning from the presentations by all the eminent speakers, probably I will conclude. This is a few thoughts. A kind of very conducive ecosystem is being created in the nation for farmers to make direct entry into marketing. That also gives opportunity for exploring new avenues. private sector is also, very vibrant. Probably Mr. Arvind will throw more light on that. So more things, maybe after listening to all the eminent speakers, at the end I will make my comments. So now, as indicated, Dr. Ritambara Singh can start the presentation. I would like to brief common guidelines. You have 20 minutes time, followed by 10 to 15 minutes for discussion. And if some issues are not covered, you can highlight on those issues. And you please kindly go through the chat box. Some questions may be there, and you can pick very important questions, non-repetitive. Those questions can be answered by the speakers. Then we can, my comments I will reserve at the end. We can move on to the second speaker. So thank you very much, and I request Dr. Ritambara Singh to start.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Dr. Chandel, sir, and the organizers for giving me this opportunity. And I just requested Udita to give me the chance because Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, has called for a meeting. So thank you again for giving me this chance to speak first. Thank you so much, Mr. Das. So I'm just going to share my screen, and I hope that is visible to you. Udita, is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. So what Dr. Chandrasekhar sir has already highlighted, I'm going to take the baton from him and proceed with what I thought when we talk about the new avenues in agricultural marketing, farmer producer companies, because as they form one of the major recommendations by the DFI committee, and there is so much literature available around, I thought that I should talk about these. So I would definitely be focusing on farmer producer companies in India and leaving a question so that I see that the researchers are there, students are there. Could they be really the game changer? So as we are all aware that we have small production and about 85 to 86% of land holdings are involved, and 100 million smallholder farmers employ themselves in the farms. Definitely, we have very small size of average farm income if we look around, and the estimates suggest that this income, the national monthly income of an agricultural household in India is rupees 6,426. It is distributed across wages and salaries. If you find out the 32% they contribute, cultivation 47%, livestock 13%, followed by non-farm business activities around 8%. As a result of this, there is another entity, NAFIS, which is NABARD All India Financial Inclusion Survey that was conducted in 2016, that suggests almost a similar kind of distribution of incomes. And the split of wages, if you see here, is 14% that comes from when they are engaged as farm labor, 2% from Manrega related activities, 7% non-agricultural skilled, and 11% non-agricultural unskilled. So we have a scenario of indebtedness. We talk about that the access to bank loans is just limited to around 43%. Indebted agricultural households in India are around 52%, and average outstanding loan amount per household is rupees 47,000. So with this kind of background, coupled with land fragmentation that keeps continuing, less marketable surplus, poor access to credit, farmer suicides, natural calamities, of course, the market linkages which are poor bargaining power, there was a thought about, as we had the Amul model, or you say the cooperative model, good in the case of Amul, the power of aggregation was thought. And so the DFI actually put that in place, that if we wish to enhance the bargaining power of these smallholders, if we wish to get them out of the clutches of this cobweb phenomena, we need to enhance the number of farmer producer companies in India. all of you must be knowing that it's a change. It was actually an amendment to 9A component of the Companies Act, because I'm not going to discuss the flaws of or what led to the formation of the farmer producer companies. Obviously, there is something that we need to talk about. Going beyond food security, we have already achieved surpluses, because if you see how we have moved from 1950s till date, we have been into the food crisis period. We talked about green revolution, post-green revolution, then there were economic reforms, and now that we are in surpluses, we are talking about the unified One India market. And we have already achieved increase in the output of food grains, fruits, vegetable, pulses, fish, milk. And with that kind of achievement, non-food processing and supplementary incomes are also thought about, and the startups are also pushed into the system by schemes like RKVY Raftar and several others. So we need to adopt monetization of produce as the basis of agriculture. That was what the idea was, that whatever is being produced, you need to connect that to market so that the value realization comes in place. The product should be monetized. And how that can be done? Through the agri-logistics, wherein you are talking about storage, transportation, etc. And as Sir said, that there is agri-infrastructure fund in the Atmanirbhar Bharat, we need to talk about processing, and we need to talk about exact marketing, because the baton is now in the hands of people who can enhance the post-production activities. India is no more in the crisis of the production anymore. And so farmer producer company gives us the scope of wherein 10 or more individuals can form the same, 2 or more producer institutions can form the same, and a combination of 10 or more individuals or 2 or more the producer institutions, they can also make a farmer producer company. If you look at the status of farmer producer companies in India, then there was a study by Govil et al. They belong to the Azim Premji University, Bangalore. And this is the latest one, wherein they are saying that around 7,374 producer companies are registered in India. Now, why I'm referring to this slide, it has some alarming, the kind of that need your attention, the data that needs your attention. It is 4.3 million estimated members are related to these producer companies. 2.6 producer companies are there in India of per lakh farmers. So per lakh farmers, we have just 2.6 producer companies, and just see how much is the scope. 92% of them are farm-based, and 3% are there in which only women members are a part of. 50% farmer producer companies are concentrated in just 4 states, Maharashtra, the maximum. 25% are in just 20 districts. Out of them, the maximum are again in Maharashtra. Pune has the highest FPCs in India, close to 200, and 32 districts have more than 1 lakh farmers, but no producer company. So, and 80% around are just aged 3 years or less. Very nascent stage they are. So I mean to say it's very, the very early, we should not frame the results yet. They are in very nascent stage. Just this slide shows the producer cooperative and producer company difference and the formation of producer company. But through this, of course, there are different stages, different support programs also, which are by the SFAC, Small Farmer Agriculture Consortium, NABARD, and Government of India. They have different policies to support the farmer producer companies, and the hand-holding is basically for a period of 3 years. My purpose through this, when I say, are they really the game changers? So let us talk about a few of the successful cases, and then I'll take you what causes them to fail. That I'll talk later. But successful cases are a few, 10 of them that I have highlighted here from different products and from different states they are. So first one is, as I said, Ajay Maru Kisan Samriddhi Producer Company Limited. It deals with the inputs, and it is located in Rajasthan. It is a SFAC initiative, and it was registered by NCDEX, which is National Commodity and Derivatives Exchange Limited, in 2013. And what they are doing, they have formal contracts with manufacturers and input suppliers, namely National and State Seed Corporation, Chambal Fertilizer and Chemicals, Indian Potash, Syngenta, etc. but they have a huge scope for the growth as they are just procuring 10 to 15% of the demand of inputs. So they are basically in the backward supply chain. Hence, farmer producer companies can play a role in the entire ecosystem, agribusiness ecosystem. So they can connect the inputs also and then to the markets also. So at different points in time, the consumers do change. The major issue that was faced by this company is that other private players who are selling fertilizer and other agri inputs at rates even higher than the MRP, they have formed a lobby to break the market of this particular producer company limited. So this is the kind of competition they are facing in the market when you talk about the business sense. And in this situation, how the farmer will deal with once there are entities like private players and other way are just the farmers. Then there is Bhumitra Farmer Producer Company Limited, which is working in Yavatmal district of Maharashtra, and they are majorly dealing in soybean and tur dal. It has quite unseasonal rainfall. 60% of farmers are under distress situation due to crop failure. So what they have done, they have formed a village development corporation for common, the community welfare kind of exercise, wherein each member is contributing some amount. So many farmers have donated their land for constructing go down. So what this producer company is doing as growth, they are basically in the setup of infrastructure. So one farmer can't do that, but the power of unity is that now you are into the construction of go downs rather waiting for someone to do it for you. Like pulse mill and other needs of the company. So these go downs are used for storing the tur dal and soybean, unless if there is like whenever the prices are good in the market, you just go and sell or wait for the prices, rather keeping that in the private warehouses. But the major issue which is faced by them is high input price and presence of traders in selling the produce, which limits the profit margin of the farmers. Then there is Satpura Farmer Producer Company Limited, which is located in Chhindwara district of Madhya Pradesh. It was formed under the guidance of Reliance Foundation, and they are self-reliant as they have taken no help from Reliance Foundation. This region is known as the disease-prone area because malaria is very high and malnutrition is also there in this district. So it was initially a 25-member committee, and they built dams to tackle water scarcity issues and increase crop yield. So the highlight is every producer company, the aggregation is not just about what they can do at different points of the value chain. There is a scope of market expansion for them if they enter into hybrid seeds, and they are also gaining better profits and generating employment opportunities. Then there is another one, Pudukkottal Farmers Producers Company Limited, which is located in the same district of Tamil Nadu. They are involved in procurement, processing, value addition, and marketing of indigenous varieties of paddy, millet, pulses, and oil seeds. And the major aim of this particular company is to generate sustainable and respectable livelihood for small marginal farmers. And the marketing strategy for this company is that they are selling 70% of the produce to wholesalers who are based in Chennai, Kanyakumari, and Bangalore, and rest 30% of the processed products is sold on a cash and carry basis through retailers. So they have diversified their marketing channels. Now there is Sithalingi Producer Company, which is a tribal base. All these farmers are tribal farmers, and it's based in Sithalingi district in Tamil Nadu. And they deal with crops like bajra, all these, the coarse ones, and also the pulses and cotton. What they have done, they have improved the value chain, focusing on the backward linkages and forward linkages both. So they initiated organic farming methods and cattle insurance, and they also invested in the backward grading, sorting, and value addition are some steps which are being taken care by them to improve the forward linkages. They are also doing product branding and retailing using smart marketing methods like the marketing, like they have the website, they have put the products on there, and they are marketing their products through the e-marketing. Then there is another company which is located in Madhya Pradesh, and this is for the cotton farmers. Around 90% cotton farmers in Madhya Pradesh, they sell cotton through middlemen, and it was found that they get cheated in price and weight. So this particular company, these farmers, they facilitated the FPCs in the area, and they registered themselves for the particular crop of cotton. And they are now having the formal agreements with 9 engineers. So basically directly they are marketing. And then there are similarly other 2-3 more companies. Coming to the dairy, we have the very first Mahi Milk Producer Company Limited that came out in the region of Saurashtra. And I and one of my colleagues at International Agribusiness Management Institute of Anand Agricultural University, we actually did a research on this company, that if the presence of producer company in that region, the cooperatives failed of the Saurashtra and Kutch, wherein this company is located. But after this producer company came into the place, people actually behaved very well, very unlikely, in the sense that they developed the faith in producer company rather than the cooperatives. The reason behind that was that the producer company is actually doing the payments directly, rather getting them wait for 7 days. It was transacting them directly into their account. So they became part of that. And now the market is expanding with producer company, the cooperatives, the vendors. So it's an expansion of the market which has taken in Mahi Milk Producing Company Limited region. Another very interesting thing with the dairy producer companies vis-a-vis other companies in India is that the dairy producer companies are being cultured by National Dairy Development Services. And so they have a better hand holding. And while others basically are through the NGOs, and though they have some limitations. Now, when we talk about the markets, how new marketing can be done, there are 2 wonderful examples of the 2 companies. One is Godesi, which is situated in Bangalore, and the other one is Fool, which is situated in Kanpur. So what Godesi is doing, Godesi is through the farmer producer companies, they have formed a group in the villages of Bangalore and in and around Karnataka. So what they have done, these women, they are completely women oriented groups which are associated with the company, and they have just given them the technology to develop, to make the candies out of the indigenous products like imli, what you say, and then the mango and the pineapple. And the company is collecting the product from them and marketing. These products are today now available on Amazon, on Flipkart, and they are also available through the big basket. So this is a route how the producer companies are also indulged in the marketing, and how the startups are coming, and startups are having a tie with the producer company and they are marketing the product. Similarly, Fool is a company that is again gathering the waste flowers from the temples. So there are aggregators are aggregating the waste flowers from the temple. There is an aggregator company, and the Fool is taking directly from that particular farmer producer company or the FPC, I must say, and then doing the value addition and turning that out into the incense cones, incense sticks, and vermicompost. This is again available through their website, Amazon, and other things. There is another wonderful example for medicinal aromatic plants in Bihar, where Atma is indulged with the farmer producer organizations, farmer interest groups, and it has strengthened the supply chain of medicinal aromatic plants in Bihar, wherein the links are established with growers, traders, processors, and consumers, and different levels in the value chain. And an equitable bio-partnership arrangement is established between processing and marketing and the healthcare companies and community-based organizations. Industries have also shown their interest in direct collaboration with producer groups and associations, and many more are committed to a fair and ethical commercialization. Another thing which I wish to highlight here is that what our university is doing, that we have the technologies and we are inviting the startups. We are preparing the business plan, and we have in the whole idea is that formation of farmer producer companies, wherein they can come together, and as a group they can provide us the inputs of different kinds, whichever is needed to produce these things. And then the startups can come and take the business plan from us and then develop on their own. So that they can market our technologies. So this is the whole idea, wherein the university is also playing a very important role along with Atma and KVKs. Another wonderful example, the case I would like to present here is of Sahaj Aharam, which is a federation of farmers operating in Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Maharashtra, and is promoted by Center for Sustainable Agriculture. The gentleman, Dr. Ramanjanelu, has already been covered on Satyamev Jayate, and is a wonderful example of how the entire thought process with a group of like-minded people can take up the almost impossible task at one end, and many of us talk that this is impossible, but it is something that is doing wonderful thing. Sahajaram Farmer Producer Company is actually nothing but organized organic food retail, wherein they have taken the farmers, they are in touch with the farmers who are a part of this company, and this is a 100% certified organic product which they are selling through their own retail hubs. Not just this, the Sahajaram Farmer Producer Company is also providing them all kinds of inputs, the business technology that they need, the training that they need through modules like Kisan Hubs and several other modules they have, just like the support services they provide in the pre-production stage, the production stage. Pre-production, they talk about access to credit, the quality inputs. They build the skills through the Kisan schools, weather intelligence and market intelligence, which is pretty important. Production services, Sahajaram is working on weekly advisories, quality management, standard operating protocols, and post-production, Sahajaram is providing farmers procurement, aggregation, grading, storage, logistics, market linkages, and value addition. This is a supply-demand model wherein they, the same thing that I have tried to explain. It is nothing but a one-stop shop. You don't have to go anywhere. Sahajaram is having everything which is needed for the farmer who is associated with Sahajaram as a member of the farmer producer company. So they are not going anywhere. This is a wonderful model which has enhanced the rural livelihoods, and they are also providing the business incubation center to different FPOs which are associated with them. They also have an e-Krishi portal, which is talking about providing sustainable farming solutions, like that manages their entire supply chain. And it is also available on all the devices. Whatever mobile phones you are having, you can just register and you will have all the information related to the agriculture. So it's a model that they have like different groups. They are associated. The producer cooperative 1, producer cooperative 2, the inputs are provided. The producer company is also a part of that, and everything is getting sold through the Sahajaram Producer Company organic stores. They provide the USP, they have the value proposition they have for their model is healthy food, affordable price, and maximum share to farmers. So with this whole thing, what are the results from a good marketing system that we try to look into? We want to monetize the produce. We wish to have a platform wherein we can get the demand signals, because marketing is nothing but a need-based exercise. We wish market to grow, and we wish some capital formation and investment in technology. So the flow and interconnections that interplay in agri markets can be summarized as the flow of agricultural produce, which is mediated by different activities like transportation, storage, processing, etc. The flow of money, that is reconciled through cost, price, income, margin, savings, etc., and the flow of information. Now, what are the major challenges? Why do we see that out of 7,345, there is only a bunch of companies which are successful? What we perceive as different papers or the kind of researches that we have conducted, these lack professional management. They have weak financials, access to equity or credit. They lack risk mitigation mechanism, poor access to markets. The success stories, they are wonderful because they have access. What about others? Poor access to markets, inadequate access to infrastructure, and lack of technical skills. So needed reforms for them is they should have direct access to market. They are not having, they don't have to pay the corporate tax if turnover is equal to or greater than 100 crores. One point of farmers welfare program delivery should be there, and a nodal regulatory agency in the form of registration and supervision. If there is any agri ecosystem which has a warehouse, electronic negotiable warehouse receipt financing, commodity financing, standardization, and an easiness to access to the futures market also, that will empower all these farmer producer companies through access to technology, value addition, branding, direct consumers, so on and so forth. A study by NARM Hyderabad tried to analyze the critical factors behind the success of companies. There are so many internal and external factors, but the major outcome is that the success of a company mostly relies, all these farmer producer company mostly relies on its internal business process and functioning, which is actually lacking here with maximum companies in India, because they don't have a business plan. Who will give them a business plan? So if NABARD is there or any NGO is there who is supporting them, that support is first, all kind of financial support, the setup support is there, but no one gives them the business plan. Assume what a farmer would do. Farmer himself, he acts like an entrepreneur, but when it comes to the formation of a company, how can you compete with the other companies in the market who have a definite plan and the kind of leadership they are into? So that business planning process lacks here. And therein we need the leadership or the people or even the students. If you ask them, like if they would want to work, there are challenges. No one would want to work and prepare a business plan for them, or to be placed with the producer companies or to lead the producer companies. That's why I'm saying that startups, so many entrepreneurial abilities, they should be there in the students should come forward, because we have the supporting system. And then you can have a lead and guide farmers in this whole journey. The startup and different levels of growth are observed. So what I would like to say is that the role of initiator, all the studies show that the role of initiator is very important, and right approach and the right vision of the initiator may help the farmer producer companies to sail through the initial hurdles, because there are hurdles. Not everyone is successful and the failure rate is higher. The success stories, they reveal that their right vision, just like Sahajaram you see, or any other that I spoke here, right vision and mission statement at right time and time-tested business plan. Business plan, I would say, the most important thing, along with the feel of ownership, that this is mine. And I have visited many farmer producer companies wherein the farmers are registered and they have shown me the receipt. Ma'am, what to do further? I am already registered. There is no one to guide them. So initially the FPC should choose that activity that require minimum capital, because that further is a challenge. You don't have to invest much. The capital requirement is pretty much, but there is support, but we need to have multi-commodity kind of module with the minimum capital, which is easy to manage and should try to achieve break even quickly. So once the support is withdrawn, what is seen that they just collapse after 3 years. So that kind of support is needed to establish credibility and faith of stakeholders. So FPCs, as I see, and I personally believe that they are a game changer model, but with kind of support which is needed, with right kind of vision, obviously we can shape up the way that DFI committee recommends, and then they are really going to be the future of India. Without this, I don't see that any big change will happen with the kind of whatever was there in the past. So if we wish to go international, if we wish to establish and connect the markets with the export markets, the FPC is the right way. With the kind of right interventions, they can go to places, and they will definitely play an important role in turning agriculture into an agribusiness enterprise. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Itambara Singh. It was a very nice presentation, especially you highlighted some of the success stories. We get a lot of information in the form of, academic outcomes. But basically, the success stories are more inspiring and guidepost for the FPOs to achieve their goals. Certainly, one FPO can inspire the other FPO more effectively rather than the ocean of research papers. That is what you are trying to highlight. I think we have few questions. Quickly, we can you can just go through that. One of the question: how much are successfully running and sustained? If not, then what is the major issue? Even FPC facing marketing challenge. Anyway, you have just
Yeah. So that there is no exact number. So very recently, in my previous job, I was working on FPC, and we have worked in the Gujarat. One round of NABARD funded FPCs was already being conducted, and that was a part of the World Bank NAHEP project, wherein I was the core co-PI. I would just suggest, I would just share a small part of the finding that if you talk about in percentage, then there are just, you can say 10 to 12% are successful. Others are struggling because, as I said in my presentation also, there is no initiator what to do further. So the success of basis that sample, I can tell you that the success rate is, and whosoever are successful are highly successful. Second thing, may I take another question, sir, if you permit?
Yeah, second question, please. You please.
Yeah. Is there any single FPO involved in cultivating crops and marketing? Okay. So yes, single FPO involved in cultivating crops and marketing. There are many. There is one FPC which is located in North Gujarat. They are specifically into cumin production and marketing, completely on cumin production and marketing. But I would like to add here is, see, if you take single crop, single marketing kind of exercise, with cumin, they have been successful. It is always suggested to the FPOs to go into multi-crop exercise or multi-enterprise exercise. The crop should be there. You can take livestock, you can take any other enterprise also. The more diversified you will be, there will be less chances of failure. But the answer to your question is yes, there are. And just drop me your email so that I can share the details of that FPO with you if you want to connect with them. There are.
Next question.
What type of competition is being faced by them? Is it possible to throw some light on comparative advantage of FPOs with other sister organizations in terms of profit and employment and women empowerment? I'll take a first question. What types of competition is being faced by them? FPCs, I will just talk about FPCs here. And see, companies are, the competition itself is from them within. And there are, if you do the SWOT analysis, there are definitely the internal and the external factors that affect it. The internal factors itself are, there are your competitors all around. For example, in an area, the problem that we see is, that's why the government is promoting the cluster approach, one product, one district, one product. So this cluster approach is very important if you wish to go away with that competition. So initially the competition is just in the mind of farmers. Why should I be the part of this one? So, you know, at the grassroots level there are, but when you see at a bigger level, the external system, you are also having, for example, cumin. Then there are other companies, let's say you can talk about several, we have so many brands in the market. They have the cumin, they have again the cumin powder. So you are competing with established brands. That is the competition. The external competition is from the established brands in the market. And what they do, these companies purchase from the farmers and then they process it. On the other side, we are not talking about that the farmer himself should be so much, the empowered that he or she should be able, that the group should be able to value add and prepare a brand and sell it. So that is that kind of competition. If the farmer can do this, farmer actually was always interested in the production process. Now we are trying that you should also market it, connect with the market, and you should have the same kind of, the instinct that you can market your product. So that is the competition. If possible, okay, comparative advantage of FPOs with other sister organizations in terms of profit and employment and women empowerment. Women empowerment, you see the most is with the groups only. If we talk about farmer producers organizations, self-help groups are part of it. Definitely they are more empowered there. And this collectivization is definitely for women empowerment is the best thing. I don't see any other model. Profit and employment, this is a relative exercise. So it depends with whom you are comparing. And those who have sustained, they are making huge profit. For example, you look at the dairy producer companies, they are making profit like anything, 600 crore, 1,500 crore. We have 4-5 producer companies now doing excellent. But again, the thing is there, the initiator is National Dairy Development Services, which itself has a historic knowledge about the things. So the profit and employment, of course, the generation will be there if you are introducing farmer producer companies, and with that kind of setup, huge scope of employment generation and startups getting attached to it, there is no plan B. What percentage of FPOs are involved in production, marketing, etc.? No data as of now is available. Researches are going on, and I suggest that they should be taken if students are there, they can conduct the research, survey the pockets, and generate data. We are still in that process. Yes. How to create brand value to FPC products? It is very much lacking. Okay. So I gave the example of Sahaj Ahram producer company who created the brand value. And Amul itself is a brand value, even though that is farmer producer organization. So brand establishment and brand value creation, it takes long time. And the most important thing is whatever you promise, value proposition in your business plan, whatever value proposition you have, any company, any entity must try to establish that value proposition. Once that value proposition is established, I am very sure that becomes a brand, that the value is automatically generated and the brand is built. As for example, if I am saying that one should purchase my product because it is 100% organic. So what makes that 100% organic? Is there a certification? Then we have so many certification agencies here. As against that, US has just, USDA organic. So if you are going to a store wherein you have 3-4 brands that claim Indian product as organic, and then there is a brand that claims USDA organic, people intentionally choose USDA organic if they have the willingness to pay for the same. So that is something like how well you are establishing yourself, how good you are delivering to the consumer, and how consistent you are. The thing is, how do you sustain the market is important. Built up is something is a very, very normal kind of exercise. See, the FPC is established because the funds are there. Is a normal kind of exercise. How the business is sustained. Then there are models, and I agree, okay, this is lacking, but we need to build that. And to build that, we need to be consistent in delivering the performance. And that will certainly be. Yeah, thank you. Are there more questions? Okay.
Yeah, no, that is fine. So thank you, Dr. Tambara Singh. It was a very nice, presentation. You have highlighted very important issues. Only 42% of the farming community, they have access to
the credits and all, yeah.
They have access to institutional credit. And what about rest of the people? Even if you promote, farmers producers organization, I think that linkage is very, very important. Only 3% are women members.
Yes.
Very alarming.
Yes.
Whereas work contribution is 50%, but if you see in FPO, it is only 3%. And more than 200 FPOs are there in Pune. It is a matter of pride. It can serve as a social laboratory for all of us. If you visit Pune, I think we can learn many good practices regarding FPOs. But I think Pune has to be replicated in different parts of the country. This distribution also very, very important. Of course, you highlighted some of the unique, successful practices of some of the FPOs, like Bhumitra, the farmers donated land without waiting for some assistance to come from outside. Then in Rose, of course, they explored outside market, not only they are 30% in near vicinity, whereas 70% they explored outside market. This is very, very important for farmers producers organization too, because the moment you aggregate the commodity, I think the scale of operation has to it will increase, and they have to look for outside market. Then in Sitling, FPO, branding and retailing, I focused on that. So you identified some of the, the good practices in several farmers producers organizations. But one thing is very important in the last slide, what you highlighted. See, the leadership, the person who initiates, who gives the vision and mission and the dreams in the minds of farmers producers organization members, he plays very important role. He put a very sound, the foundation for a good FPO. Therefore, this leadership development should also play a very important role in our capacity building activities. The CEOs who mentor day-to-day activities of FPO, they play very important role. I think the training of CEOs, maybe in a places like Pune or Sadri producers company, like that, successful FPOs. I think that's very important. Then we are training farmers through our extension activities on all the production aspects, but not on the marketing aspects. See, one of the study which conducted by my previous organization, NIAM, we focused on a particular state. More than 75% of the extension functionaries were not trained in marketing. If the extension functionaries are not exposed to good marketing practices, how can we expect them to teach to farmers producers organization? This is one.
Yes, sir.
And rest 25% who are trained in marketing practices, only around 25% or so, they conducted some programs for farmers in marketing. So what I'm trying to tell is market-led extension is very, very important for promotion of very successful farmers producers organization. And teaching every farmer to do better marketing is very, very important. This marketing literacy is need of the hour. That is what you try to highlight. Thank you very much for your wonderful presentation. Now, I think it is time to invite Mr. Arvind Das. I request him to, share his views before the audience.
Thank you, Dr. Chandrasekhar. It's my privilege to be here in this platform. Thank you, National Dairy Research Institute, Karnal, giving me an opportunity. I always feel good about coming back to this institute because I graduated and postgraduated from here. I postponed a few of my entire plan of today for this thing, not for you because I wanted to be there because this connects very well. Okay, I'll not take much time, but let me share my presentation. Okay, is it visible? And
it's visible. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So new avenues in agriculture marketing, very well platform, very well set by Dr. Ritambara. And some of the questions which has come in the question panel and the answer was given, but I will, in the process, you'll get some answers in my slides also. Okay. I do not need to talk about myself. Let me go ahead and present. Okay. For any marketing, you need to look at two things. For who is doing for whom? Who are the stakeholders? This is exactly is missing in the first session when I was there in the farm laws. We talked about everything, but we didn't talk about the one key stakeholder, the consumer and customer. He or she is missing from the entire discussion, whether it is law being discussed on the government side or in the panels like us. So I always say in marketing, be clear that what you are going to producing or services that you want to give to whom, and that person and that consumer has to be kept in mind. Let me go to what is the playground that we're going to play? So the farmer is going to play in the farmland, and the market is other playground. That's need to be kept in mind. So both have got various challenges and various advantages there, various leveraging opportunities there. But two things we have to keep in mind: where to play and how we're going to play it. Now let me see what is in my. I've been involved in turning around few businesses in India and outside. I always have one question. I always ask my team: what is controllable? What is non-controllable? Controllable, you know that you can control all those things. What is non-controllable, uncontrollable? If you put your money there without evaluating the risk and how you're going to mitigate the risk in level 1, level 2, and level 3, you're bound to fail and bound to get out of the business. So this is, I want to say, the farm side, controllables are what to produce, when to produce, what input the farmer knows. What is uncontrollable for him is climate change. He has no control over it, neither many of us don't have solutions and are grappling with the solutions. Cross-geographic pest attacks, you saw that what happened in 5-6 months before. You don't have any control, no government has got control over it. Okay, so look at the market side. The supply chain is pretty much there. Uncontrollable market dynamics and competition. You do not know where you're going to play, how you're going to play there. So answers that some question was coming, I said, like, let me put some, I talked about Sahyadri Farm in a brief for 30 seconds there in the first session. And let me put you some numbers. There's some learning. Here is the learning, which is going to answer the farm side and market side, controllable and uncontrollables, how uncontrollables are getting controlled. Learning from there, 2012 to 2020, 8 years, 465 crore business. How many? I'm in food business for 36 years. How many food business you have seen in 8 years become 465 crore and a 19 crore profit? I have not seen. I have seen many corporates, many organized businesses with CEOs, with management backgrounds and everything. This is the company which is created in 8 years. What did they do? They had a post-harvest facility. They have identified the challenges. Post-harvest facility. Every farmer knows what has to be done, the rearing of how to grow a crop. Post-harvest facilities, wide global presence. They are into, actually, there's a mistake there. There are 42 countries. Can you believe in 8 years, they're operating in 42 countries, and they're enough market. They are in the north and they are in the west. Entire market are there. Direct to customers and direct to consumer. Need-based processing. They've gone into value addition. They have control over the upstream and they're trying to control through the downstream. Brand building. They build their brand. The other things they brought in, skilling for everything. But it's not only farm skilling. They're also saying that, okay, how do business management skilling? How to do a operation management of a plant which processes the largest quantum of tomatoes in the country. How to pack a strawberry. How to do a floriculture business and do it. They are into floriculture. They are into guava. They are into strawberry. They are into the largest exporter of grapes is 17% of the entire India's export there. Mahindra is 9%. They're into that. They're into onion. They're into vegetables. They've gone into various places. Okay. So now what is the last they done? This is what my discussion with them. There are many panels that comes in, and here's my member. Technology. They have gone ahead, and we talked about blockchain, I think 2 years back. They've gone ahead and blockchain, you'll see why it is required. Their complete traceability from end to end, and they could play in the global market. And see the long-term debt, 32%, equity, 67%, 465 crore company. Share capital is 55 crore and reserve capital 85 crores. Imagine what is happening there. So I'm private to know around 3 farm producer organizations in Maharashtra. Some have started 3 years back, some have said 5 years, and this is around 10 years. All of them are profitable. All are there into domestic market and global market. So let me go into put in this context now. Look at marketing. When you look at total global agri export is 1.5 trillion. India is in 36 billion, and we are the second largest producer of horticulture. Okay. Global population is going to reach 9.73 billion in 2050. India will be 1.64 billion. 7.79 billion. So they need food, they need nutrition. That's the opportunity that global market provides to India. India's total spice export is 3.7 billion. I'm giving you some of the things which people know not. We are a leading spice exporter. There is a large company which is into 103 countries. And the farmers have got used to the global practices to beat US FDA, Euro standards. It's not that easy. And every year, new controls are coming in this space, and they're beating everything. India is the largest producer and exporter of turmeric. $194 million there. India's second largest producer of chili and ranked number 1 dried chili export. From where? It is from the part of Karnataka, part of Maharashtra. India is the largest producer of pomegranate, and we export also. India ranks 10th largest exporter of grapes. I was talking about, I was like Nasik, I was there for 4 years. I know what happened and how is there progressing. Second largest producer of fish, marine, and aquaculture, and fourth largest exporter. We have 40% market share of US. And we are next target is Europe is the next maximum quantum goes there. Now we started with China. That's the thing. Now I'm going to tell you that we cannot go to all the things that we can do. I'm going to take you through the potential producer of India, some of the things, and all this value chain mapping we have done. Some things I'll take you through so you understand how the marketing thing when you get in, and how you have to deep dive and find out where are challenges, how to mitigate those challenges. Very quickly, mango. Okay, so global production 49 million tons. India production is 25.63 million tons, 52%. Exports are pretty minimum. It's generally primary processed is exported, secondary process is more, that's contributes 62.8% in the world market. So that is the thing which is potential. India exports $200 million secondary products. India has to focus on high value secondary process products. They cannot go into jam jellies. They have to look at something. So what is coming up now? Cosmetics. How many of us knows mango is going to cosmetic, and that's the value is created. Natural and organic beauty market is 54 billion in 2027. Global product launches incorporated mango flavors have increased by 240% last 10 years. Nutraceuticals, global nutraceuticals market, CAGR growth is 6.5%. Global market CAGR 6.5% is huge, and $300 billion by 2026. And Indian nutraceuticals also growing at 16%. So these are the things. Don't look at only mango juice, mango pulp. Look at where the demand is increased, where the value there. So go and get into that business. And when I talked about in the morning, marigold, it's either you take it to the other market or take out the chemicals out of it for pharmacology. So let us look at the global market. So US, we are around, market share is around 6.1%. And EU is growing at 6%. India has 70% mango puree market size there. Okay. Next growth market coming up is Poland. We are looking at it. China's second fastest growing market, but our share is 3%. Middle East, we have hold 80% market share, but that's not going to give you more value. So which are the leading exporters of the world? India, Mexico, Colombia, Brazil, and Ecuador. So we need to understand what Mexico, Colombia, Brazil, and Ecuador are doing to have greater market share, and what we should do to break through that. So let's look at. We looked at the factory gate prices. If you look at mango, we are 40% higher. We'll get to that. Storage cost, we are 120% higher. Processing cost, 24 to 27% higher. Power is the biggest thing. And packaging cost, almost similar, because everyone buys from Italy. Shipping cost is 90 because we are far away from that, and they are Latin American countries that get into the American market very quickly. That we have to offset, that's okay. Processing cost is high due to subsistence production. We have to move to commercial production. Brazil picks up variety and produces of the export-oriented production, commercial. Shorter harvest period, so your capacity utilization of the plant is 20% only. So you're covering hectareage, but capacity utilization 20%. That's the way enterprise mindset has to come into agriculture. Higher power cost, I talked about. Packaging cost, shipping cost, we talked about. That's where the whole thing lies. So what are the key challenges? Scaling of farming. That's what Brazil has done. Farm productivity, we talked about 6 metric tons in comparison to 9.5 in Bangladesh, 10.6 in Mexico, and 16.8 in Brazil. Tommy Atkins, they took one variety and they just went to the roofs. So that's what they've done. Harvest cycles, we've got 120 in comparison, 120 days a period, 180 days in Thailand, 215 days in Brazil. How do we extend it? That's where the agriculture research institute has come in and has to give solution to bid the world, and not only the largest producer, but largest exporter in the world market. So let me get into the citrus. Okay, so what's happened in citrus? 300 varieties, only 5 varieties processable. Largest production among the fruits is the citrus fruit. In front of that, banana, watermelon, there's nowhere. Citrus. Global traded value is around 1.8 billion. That's orange juice only orange juice, $1.8 billion. So several natural growing clusters are there in India. India agro-climatic conditions are very right. We have brought in the variety from Brazil. I think companies that got involved, they tried out in 3-5 years, successful trial. So top 5 emerging countries, 56% shares. US, China, Germany, Japan, and Canada. We can focus in US, we can focus in Germany, we can focus in Japan. But Japan is the one thing, the standards are pretty high. If you can beat the standards, food standards and agriculture standards of Japan, you can sell anywhere in the world. I can say that as my experience. And Canada, all are friendly countries and they control 56% of share. Exporting countries, I already talked about, to go into detail. So value chain mapping, if you look at factory cost, you look at where we are. So against 8, the 13, India is 13, Brazil is 8. And these are all rupees terms. Okay, percentage juice content. We are 40, they are 52. That's where the cost of production goes high. Yield is low. So you have to go to more higher yield processable variety. Bricks in juice. We are at 10, they are at 11.5. That matters a lot. That 10% makes a game-changing thing in the export market. Fruit required per kg is for orange juice, 16.3, they are at 10.9. So more fruit than need, that more plant you need, more hectares you need, more water you need, more labor you need. So more power you need, more everything you need. So COP is cost of production per kg is traded bricks, but traded bricks is 246 versus 113. That's what has happened because of all this. We take it to an indexing at a bricks level. Don't look at per kg level. Then comes other revenue and everything. Net cost is around 88 versus 243 times. But we have the capability. But there where the focus has to come, all the stakeholders, research institutes, farmer producer organizations, scientists, marketeers, processors, everyone has to come into this. Let's go into potato. So global market growth is around $20 billion. And this is frozen and dehydrated. I'm not talking about others. $25 billion is going to happen. And key frozen product exporting countries, that is biggest is Belgium. Okay. India's growth is that frozen is around 135 million, and that is going to around 1,300 million by 2026. The frozen segment, French fries growing at 60% in 10 years. And what is we are able to sell? Aloo tikki, aloo vada, all the ethnic product is selling in the US, Singapore, Australia, where our diasporas are there. From there, we are migrating into French fries, which is accepted all over the world. Indian frozen segment is growing at 34% and dehydrated at 20%. India's growth, I gave you an example in the morning, is that look at Hyphen Foods, came into Gujarat, they're Gujarati. They came in, they learned from Punjab, they started in Gujarat. Now they have got so many farmers. They started exporting outside the country. They're meeting when I was an SEO of a company I bought from them, I went to their inaugural high-tech plant. They got the breed, they improved the productivity, they reduced the input cost, they're giving guaranteed prices, which is much better than the market prices. All that thing happened. So India's growth led by Asian countries, and China, Pakistan, Bangladesh does potato cultivation, but India can have a major market share. Currently, EU dominates. Now look at the cost. What is happening? The storage cost and the shrinkage loss is eating us out. The gas, the energy cost to process, eating us out completely out of this thing. So if you look at India at a disadvantage of 49% against US and Europe, but you have to compete. That's why we're going into Europe, in South Asian countries. We have to say, how are we going to beat these things? So to do this, what happens is that we have to look at what is that happening in a storage condition that our shrinkage losses are high, end-to-end processes. And all the energy, one is the scale operation of huge in US. I've gone to one of the plants. Okay, now look at our Asian market. Look at Japan and China. They are the guys. And look at like Pakistan, India export 3.6 million, hold 25% market share. In Thailand, we hold 25% market share. In Australia, 2% market share. In China, we hold 2% market share. But those are the kind of things, data, if you see where the market is, what are the challenges in that market, and how do you going to resolve the things and find solutions. The fastest growing market is Asian market. That's the catching up with the that French fries craze, and that's going to be valued at 4 billion today. Okay, so now let me go into a little bit of breaking out. This is my favorite subject. I chair a sector in Commerce Ministry, looking at world market and find solutions. So for NDRI, so I'm a dairy guy into fishery and marine. So 10 countries inland fishing, 10 countries marine fishing. They are the guys, they're leading. What's happening? 3.6% CAGR growth. Huge. It is huge. And incremental growth is around $125 billion. So India exports $6.74 billion. Believe me, no intervention by anyone. The industry came together, did it. The contract farming is happening. 90% of aquaculture we produce is exported. We have 40% market share in the US. We're the second largest exporter of aquaculture. That is where India is today. And we are talking about farmer producer organization. That's already there. They are doing that way. And 90% is exported out and capturing market. 7 years to 8 years, we got US market out of South Asian clutch. That's the power of collective bargaining, collective marketing. So what is global trade? They're looking at, don't look at you because there are 27 countries, that is 60, but see that United States, China, Japan, that is importing countries. Japan, they came, I brought them into the Kerala, into various places, have a dialogue through CII. I was sharing with their High Commissioner office. They went back with the tuna because we catch the tuna right, but by the time it handed over the harbor, it's gone. Quality is not up to their suitable. They take raw, sesame grade. So our realization of value for tuna that we catch a good quality, we reduce the quality, we sell it at $1 a kg. And sesame grade gives $12 a kg. Frozen tuna loin gives $12 a kg. So we have to value up by just managing quality. And for that, we have to get on technology-based trawlers. Technology was high seas, liners and everything. So that's what we're talking. At top exporting countries, you saw India is around 4th or 5th there, but we are number 2 in aquaculture. Focus on high value species. So we looked at what species that we want to do. There are many species. And believe me, aquaculture is the cheapest protein that is going to be there. And next is tilapia. Now, when the pandemic happens, when there is income challenges happen, tilapia consumption increased and tilapia sizes decreased. Because bigger the size of tilapia, the prices goes up. The demand started increasing on the low value side. So farmers started producing smaller sizes, 500, 600 grams, 700, 800 grams, not 1 kg or 1.5 kg. So you have a demand-driven production has to happen. And then they could meet the demand. So that's what is happening. And what has happened? There is another challenge coming in. With the increasing per capita income in China, the protein consumption is increasing. China's #1 was export into aquaculture. They're dropping their export because the internal consumption is going up. India started exporting to China last year in December. Aquaculture, they were #1 in exporting, and we are exporting to China. So that demand will go up gradually because the per capita income is faster growing than India. Demand, when the per capita income increases, the demand for the protein increases. That's going to happen in India also. So there is an opportunity, and the species here, tuna, we catch yellowfin tuna, skipjack. Yellowfin tuna is costlier than skipjack, and we have to look at both. We do the aquaculture. This species is imported. 2 countries we import. So we're developing the P. monodon. So instead of Venamide, we're going to P. monodon. So, and we were exporting P. monodon into Japan. Now we stopped that. We're trying to revive that entire thing. So what are we talking about? Value up. How to go for $1 to $12 in the same catch. How to do the shrimp, which is delivering $8 per kg, can go to $12 by getting into deveining, other value-added person, everything that needs skill. We're talking to skill India, how can they skill the women to take out the veins. Vietnam takes from us the devein and get 1.5 times more price in the same US market. We don't have a skill to do that. So move from B2B to B2C, we're bringing in technology to keep the product fresh at 4 degrees for 16 to 20 days. India does frozen. People buying in the US from us, they're getting into -20 to +4 degree temperature on the self temperature, and they're getting 2.5 times the value that we are encashing. So how to value up? Value-added product PLI scheme was given by government. It's a lot of efforts have gone in that direction. I was party to it. So now PLI is a profit linkage incentive is coming into this sector. That's going to do a lot of investment to this. So that's a 20,000 crore, which is a blue economy thing came up. The Honorable Prime Minister talked about in the last 3 years. It happened. It's a very good thing for the sector. First time government intervened in the sector to take the business from $7 billion to $28 billion by 2028. And I'm fortunate enough to be part of it. And we'll see that how to reach there. So I'm going to take through things. From the product, I'm taking the market, one market, because I've studied this market. Look at banana. This is what is the fresh fruit. Japanese, they live longer. They eat a lot of fruits. Banana, 985,000 metric ton they import. The number one, they don't have climatic condition to produce banana. India is the largest producer of banana. They came, I brought them. Their thing is that the standard is so high, they have to work from soil. And banana doesn't have any quarantine. They're taken out banana out of quarantine. When it lands, it can be go to the market. Although they're very strict quarantine process. That's the opportunity. So anyone can come in and do that. I am very passionate about avocado. Some experiment is going on in India. Let me go to the vegetable side. Onion, they can't produce onion. 291,000 tons they are buying. Who is supplying? 87% from China. They are begging. They're saying, Mr. Das, can Maharashtra take it? I'm taking out the Maharashtra government from the last 3 years. Can somebody come but produce their quality? That's the standard. And we are talking about Essential Commodity Act, onion will be there or not, all kinds of things. In that, no investment can come in. So that is, and New Zealand does around 8.3. They're bringing from New Zealand, but India is not able to give. The next thing is that you look at the carrots. They talked about carrots. Look at 87,000 tons. They eat a lot of carrots, and that's going to go up. So those are the opportunity. So due to agroclimatic challenges and their age, so their demand for the fruits, fresh fruits and vegetables are going to go up. So that is the opportunity there. Now let's look at this. I've been talking about this in every forum. India is going to lose out in exports because traceability. Sayadri farm could go to 40 countries because they got technology to track end to end. That's the biggest, and they put blockchain into it. Without blockchain, this cannot happen. So I am personally, through my committee chairing, what I'm chairing, I'm working with GS1, which is under the Commerce Ministry, to find solution to think. They have done already successfully grape. That's why grape export has gone up. We are 10th largest exporter in the world from nowhere in last few years, because we could put that system and get variety which is patented from outside and put the practices in India. So that means what is required, we produce that. So that's the word traceability, and we'll decide the future of export that we talk about. So it brings global competitiveness, importing country regulations. Every country has their own regulation. So we have lost out to Europe around 20% of our export in aquaculture because 3 containers got rejected. And we are trying, I'm trying for the last 3 years. We're trying for 3 years to sort this out. It's not happening. We're trying to sort out some issues with Russia. They're not accepting any more plants. They're not certified. The challenges because of these traceability things is happening. So we are trying to put the system now in our house in order. So that's why I talked about GrapeNet. GrapeNet, you can, any export that is going today, you can do it. Now, my question to you, all of you, is this required for only export market, or we also require? The food safety is only for the export consumers, or only also that we are also human beings, also we need some traceability, source provenance, MRL levels, all those things. So we need to think very deeply. So I'm involved in FSSI for not many years and many things, poultry to milk to everywhere. So we are looking at, so GrapeNet, increase the export. We got into our 10th position, we got in there, and we're looking at our 5th position. That's what how I'm trying to build up a think system called for traceability for marine sector and for aquaculture, because that's where the opportunity for $7 billion, $28 billion. How can you do it without losing it out any time in this entire next to 10 to 20 years time? So build a system which can take care of itself. So marketing. So I'm going to tell you that here the thing, end of the day. So we talked about marketing, in the previous speaker was talking about. So one is assured food safety and global standard. That has to be there. There is no dual standard in food safety. There cannot be dual standard, one for India, one for the outside. Then the farmer will be confused which standard to produce. He'll say that if I produce global standards, higher cost, and in the Indian market will not pick up. make one standard. That's why we talked about in I think in FSSI. Now we are moved to Euro standards. Codex we have moved into, but a lot of other things has to happen. Power of collective bargaining. So now we have moved a document. It's been accepted by government, and that's happening. So we're trying to build a marketing agency, 50% from government side, ministry side, 50% from the industry, chaired by the professional marketers from industry, and collective bargaining. So we go to Walmart and we'll take a space of Indian aquaculture or Indian mango. I can collectively bargain rather than 10 companies bargaining separately, and we're going to lose out in that. So collective bargaining of marketing space in targeted market, US, Europe, Africa, Japan, Russia can be done. Brand India. So we take first we take a brand India, then you put your India. So that so we talked about it. One compromise happens in a container and we are losing out. So we said that we're going to take action like mango pulp to reduce the cost. They add Totapuri into Alfonso. That's what happens in India. So that's where we lose out. We have a Alfonso mango, which no one has. We said we are now geotagged. Can we take the premium position without compromise anything? So we're now sorting it out, like how can we do that? So brand India power is used. And they also know that today, I always say, if I blindfold you, take in your car, open your blindfold inside an aquaculture plant, processing plant, you will not know whether you are standing in the US or Europe. Because 90% is exported. Entire plant looks like that kind of a standard. That's where everything can be possible if you look at a particular brand. And that's from my side. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity. I hope I close in the right time.
Thank you, Arvind Das. It was very interesting presentation. Of course, you touched very important aspects which we are missing in day-to-day agriculture production and marketing. In fact, when we sow the seed, we don't know who is the consumer and where is the market. And that important truth we all should understand. It has to be market oriented. Of course, the theme of this technical session is new avenues for marketing. You have shown the way export is one of the important, avenue, and people, get a doubt that is it possible for a small farmers producers organization? But you gave the example of Sahyadri, which is reaching more than 40, countries through their export market. Of course, for that, food safety and global standards are very, very important. How we can try every farmers and farmers producers organization in these two aspects. You also touched, traceability. Of course, that is going to determine the, export market for our commodities. It has to be highlighted in our day-to-day activities. Then you also indicated, some of the commodities which are going to create some future export market for us, like, banana, onion and carrot. There is no dearth of production, but are we going to produce for our export market is the biggest challenge. So when this kind of, indicators are clearly visible in front of us, I think when we promote farmers producers organization, tuning their, production, processing, marketing path in this direction is very, very important. Of course, even though fishery is perishable, you give an example where 90% of the products are exported. I think that's an eye-opener for us. Is it possible to link, prepare and promote our farmers producers organization towards export? I think that is a big challenge, and that is also a solution for the problem what we are facing today. So it was a very interesting presentation. Now I think we can switch on to some of the important questions. Kindly see some of the questions are there, and you can go one by one.
What steps UI is taken to improve quality of fruit, vegetable and exports? What steps government of India has taken to improve quality of fruit and vegetable exports? I will say everything that we can look at government. The expertise lies in the scientific community. Sadri Farms' success is that they are linked to horticultural experts, no marketeers, no the supply chain experts. So expertise are there within the business community. So that is and the quality improvement. So we are making the grapes. So we're making also turmeric. We are making jeera. We are expert. I told you in the morning, say 84.5% market share, global market share is with us. So how are we producing jeera without pesticides, without heavy metals, without all this? So that's what the whole market drives. So your organization is doing a great job. How can you undertake in training of FPOs? FPOs, see, we are looking. I have been involved in many FPOs. I generally talk to them what they should focus on. I'll tell you that I'm proposing again one more thing. I let you saw that in chart. Shiitake mushroom is the biggest money churner, and there's a functional food. Is a high value protein. Europe is the market. It's growing faster. Doesn't need land. It doesn't need water. It needs environmental control thing. It goes in dry form. It is not doesn't require. Shiitake mushroom is one more potential crop which I proposed to the Maharashtra government in my strategy document. So why India is still unable to enhance exports of produce whose NPCs nominal protection coefficient, for example, potatoes, skim milk powder. Potatoes, we are now trying to get into value-added potatoes. That is French fries and other products. We're targeting some market, and there's something is happening. And since it happened for the last 2 years, it's something will happen. We have allowed more variety seed to come in. That was restricted. That started coming in. That has already been done. Milk powder. I can tell you that it'll take another session to talk about dairy and why dairy. We are the largest producer. Why we're not able to export? Because clean milk production is not there. And we're not competitive. Our farm gate prices is 2x of New Zealand farm gate prices. You've seen the kind of value chain mapping I've done. I've done that kind of things for many produce. We are 2x of New Zealand. Same Holstein Friesian cow. Okay, soybean we're still importing. We can look at that. Mango I talked about. I don't know. Rice we should not because we export water. Rice we should not. My thing is that we should be always doing horticulture. It takes 320 kg of water for 1 ton of produce. Rice take around 3.5 tons of water for 1 ton. Meat takes around 4 to 6 tons of water for 1 ton of meat. That's the water. China takes all meat from US and Brazil. They export vegetables. So water positive in their trade management so that they conserve water for the future generation and future food production. So how can budding FPC get in touch with the agricultural institution? I think here my suggestion is that successful FPC research institutes and professionals but NABARD has got a training center in Lucknow. As you, in the previous session talking about training, free of cost that give the training in Lucknow about the management of FPC. So we can come together and more session has to happen, learn from each other, focus product, one product to crack an export market, domestic market, we crack everything else. It's a great present. So that's it. How to create brand value in FPC products. I talked about this is all branding. It is all about branding and what is that you're trying to promote. Grapes did about, they got 3 patented variety into India. And they brought the practices and they branded it. Anything else I left out?
Fine. So
that's where the things are. Anything on the chat box? I don't know. Chat box. There's no question. Thank you so much for the thing. Any other specific question I can talk about? I can go for another 2 hours and I can give you another 10 varieties, 10 produce value chain mapping and everything. I'll keep doing that. So for the government of India, thank you so much for giving me an opportunity. I'm really grateful to you. Thank you, sir.
Chandrasekhar sir, if you allow, I have one question.
Please introduce yourself and yeah, Udit, please.
Yes, sir, Udita. So first of all, let me just congratulate Mr. Das on an excellent presentation. And you just piqued my interest in marine exports. And sir, I was just wondering, out of all the marine exports, what is the share of FPOs? You were talking about farmer producer organizations. Are they largely the large pisciculture farmers Or are they also some small producers? What is the percentage of small producers in these FPOs also? I wanted to ask.
I'll tell you how it happens. It's not FPO. How it happens, I'll tell you. This takes, this sector, aquaculture, neither on the agriculture, not in the small scale industries. For a economic model size, so this is what the agriculture is not getting into. Economic model size, we found out a 5 hectares land is the economic model, 5 ponds, economic size. And it needs 50 lakhs. For your information, whatever the credit available for agriculture, only 2% credit is given to this sector. And they do $7 billion exports. So who handles the things? The processors and exporters, merchant exporters. Now for every processors, he has a set of farmer. Okay, so there are suppose 500 farmers, 600 farmers, they put the best practices, do all kinds of technical handholds. There are other organizations, input organizations, they get involved in it, and they have built this ecosystem. So it is like a FPO. Suppose he's giving it to me, he is not going to give it to any merchant. But there are some fly-by-web, it doesn't work. Merchant exporters. Merchant exporters has got their own, big merchant exporters have their farmers. So when this money comes in, no, so suppose you're talking about, and best thing is what is that you have to understand this. This is produced in brackish water land, which cannot produce any agriculture thing, cannot happen. It's a vast land giving you value. Punjab is creating more salt land. And we have experimented aquaculture, they are successful there. So what we're talking about is that create value. So there is no farmer producer organization. Now we're looking at FPO in the marine side, getting these fishermen who are going into deep sea, catching the good fish, bringing to the port, harbor, and spoiling the thing because the cold chain is not there. So we're talking about intervention. They are more high-tech cold chain operated vessels, more fuel efficient. And also the Sagarmala project under the blue economy, the money has been sanctioned to take care of the harbor improvement plans. So we're looking at that infrastructure. We're looking at infrastructure at the port, allow deep sea vessels to, high sea vessels to come in from other countries, port-based thing. And China is the largest processor of fish for the world. So can India become the thing? So there we are looking at farm producer organization, because without a big, each boat is around 2 crore. So now if you get a FPO, then the bank can give loan. Then the whole credit guarantee can work in. So we're trying to work through that route. So we're first finding out that it should go into agriculture, should it go into small scale industry, because the capital requirement is pretty high. There's a lot of debate is happening, the systemic debate is happening at the different level, but we're looking at FPO there. But ma'am, to give you an answer, it is not an FPO, but all the principle of FPO is working in this sector from last 10 years. I can tell you that.
Thank you, sir.
Which farmer gives 50 lakhs rupees investment can do it? He's done it and he's getting money out of it. And they don't take from middlemen. Believe me, this is one thing that's happened in this sector. They don't take from RTPRs 3%, 2% interest rate per month. So this is a big thing, because here the ecosystem, every stakeholder is getting the benefit out of it. The beauty of this that, and there is no government intervention happened till 2 years back, 3 years back when this ministry got separated and we created all these things. Because we are taking the $7 to $28 billion, we're going to take the export. Thank you very much. I hope I answered your question. Everything that FPOs is working there without an FPO tag.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Arvind Das. Of course, Honorable Prime Minister, he highlighted, we have to double Greek exports from 30 billion to 60 billion. I think you focused your entire presentation on that. But of course, technology is the key thing. Food safety and global standards, they are the key aspects. How to, inculcate these high standards at farmers level, at farmers producers organization level. I think that is a great challenge for policies, institutions, and the entire extension system. So it was a very impressive presentation. Thank you very much, and also for answering all the questions. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
With this, I think we are completing the second presentation. We are moving on to the third presentation by Dr. Senthil. Dr. Senthil, please. You can unmute. You can unmute, please.
Whether my slide is visible?
Yeah, visible.
Yeah, thank
Carry
you.
on.
Respected chair, co-panelists, and participants of this webinar, a very good evening to all of you. So today I'll be talking for a couple of minutes on blockchain technology. I have to thank the previous speaker who has set that set the stage for my presentation. So I have organized a presentation under four heads. What is the importance of blockchain in agriculture marketing, and what is the scope? So general scope and specific to agricultural marketing. So whenever there is a technology, there will be benefits as well as some challenges. So I'll be highlighting those things, and of course, take home message. So conventionally, we know that marketing is an important tool to assist the business firms to understand the customer value as well as utility. When the marketing as a subject gets transformed as an agri-business, supply chain have evolved. So over a period of time, supply chains have evolved into automated and complex network, which have been you can call blockchain as a martech, part of martech. Conventionally, if you see, we promote a product based on the marketing mix. That is, conventionally, it is a 7 Ps we call in marketing. Over a period of time, there is a sea change, particularly after the development of the internet and technological innovations. Other issues. But with the emergence of distributed ledger technology, which is popularly known as blockchain technology, so now, both the centralized ledger and distributed ledger functionality I have highlighted at the bottom right picture. So at the if you see the centralized electronic ledger system, there will be one, what you call a centralized hub, usually a bank, which does the transaction, and no one knows, what is happening. And whereas in the distributed ledger system, the chain partners of, the chain partners are the stakeholders who are involved along the supply chain. Everyone has access to the information. That is why it is called as a blockchain. Of course, the information, furnished by each and every stakeholder gets embedded into each block, which is always under a smart contract. There are some what you call issues also. There are some benefits which I'll be highlighting in the subsequent presentation. Blockchain basically it is very useful for the risk-free creating risk-free digital database. It involves high-end technology and complex algorithm which cannot be hacked by anyone. So that is one advantage, and it also helps for faster transaction with reduced transaction cost. And of course, this is done through smart contracts, and it also provides accessibility to all the stakeholders involved in the network. Though literature says that all distributed ledger technology is the blockchain technology, it is not so. Have a transaction. So he puts a request. Of course, you need a computer and a platform that is usually that is backed up by any software company. So the particular person puts a request for a transaction. So that the transaction is what you call registered under block. It is verified by the participants of the blockchain. Once it is verified, then the particular data will be transformed to a block. So like that, whenever there is a transaction from one party to another, so there will be creation of blocks. So that is why it is technically called as blockchain. So this framework, it's borrowed from the World Economic Forum. this blockchain is basically, it's a very recent technology. It started with the publishing of the paper of Bitcoin, and then which is a digital currency in 2008. So after that, several developments have been made, and right now, everyone, I mean, the market analyst thoughts that this is one of the future technology which is going to make revolution. So as of 2025, it is predicted that $176 billion trade will be there, and as of 2030, there will be around a $3.1 trillion trade. So this technology has a huge scope. A lot of, I mean, successful cases has been seen in the West, but in India, I think it is very limited. So I will be highlighting what are the benefits and what are the technical issues in this technology. So coming to the scope of this technology, this webinar focuses on agricultural marketing, and of course, it is one of the priority area for economic development. In agricultural marketing, as I already told, the involvement of marketing into agribusiness, there are a lot of intermediaries involved along the supply chain. So this technology reduces the number of intermediaries, and it also provides, provides secured end-to-end and transparent transaction. Over a period of time, blockchain technology has gained enormous success due to its fault tolerance and as well as problem-solving scenarios, particularly to trace the quality of the product as well as to match the food safety standards. So this, in this, perspective, this blockchain technology will be very useful for consumer point of view, also for trader point of view. Under this technology, each and every step in product's value chain can be recorded as a blockchain. So for any data transfer, there will be zero marginal cost. So the transaction cost involved in a blockchain will be very minimum, or even you can say it is zero. So in the era of Internet of Things, blockchain technology is called as a very disruptive technology, and of course a game changer technology. Even in one of the tweets, put by Honorable Prime Minister of India, he has given a lot of thrust on blockchain technology in development of blockchain technology in India. And of course, during COVID-19, which is a blessing in a disguise, so several countries have used the pandemic period to develop blockchain technologies, and particularly countries like South Korea, Singapore have developed a lot in application of this blockchain technology. So if you look at this slide, the top portion of the picture shows the physical flow of a commodity from the input supplier to the consumer. So that is the conventional supply chain. So the next stage, conventional supply chain has witnessed a digital flow for each stakeholder transaction, from, for example, from input supplier to producer. So that can be converted into digital form. But the next technology, that is the future, I would say that is the future technology, blockchain. So each transaction is converted to block, and that will be for whenever a transaction from one stakeholder to another stakeholder happens. So each transaction will be converted into blocks, which is an encrypted block, and ultimately the consumer can track the product from where it has produced and who has produced, what is the food standard. So every information can be tracked by the consumer. So this is the most, I would say, the benefit of this technology. So this is another example of blockchain technology in supply chain management for the poultry. So as a consumer, he or she can get the complete information of a poultry product, such as where and how it was produced, what is the processing cost, and what is the transportation cost, and what are the nutrition value. So every information, whatever supplied by the stakeholders, will be accessed by all the parties who are involved in the blockchain. So we also did research which is unpublished. So we wanted to know what is the trend in research on blockchain. So we did a bibliographic coupling for the period 2017 to 2020. We found that China is the leader in blockchain technology, and of course in China, Beijing Institute of Technology is the leader of, on application or developing an application of this technology, followed by US and India. The thickness of the channel shows the research link. So this analysis, though we tried to do for a complete decade, but we could not find any research paper on Web of Science. So only 4 years we could see the research paper publication. So it means that it is a very new technology, and it has a lot of scope in the future to be applied by several countries. So what are the developments happening on blockchain technology in India? So Government of Government of India has already have been in the process of setting up a crypto bill. It started in 2019, but somehow no progress has been made after that. Recently, there was a blockchain technology conference held in Dubai, wherein Kerala, which is the only state which participated in that conference, and through its startup mission, Kerala Startup Mission Kusum, it has invited several global partners to work on blockchain technology. And with respect to agriculture in India, I could see only very few cases of blockchain technology application. For example, the previous presenter has told GrapeNet. Like that, recently I come across a T-Board of India, which is going to use blockchain technology to counter the trade decline due to adulteration. That is one application, and another application is insurance is another application wherein blockchain technology can be used to what we call to trace which animal can be insured or which animal cannot be insured. So that kind of application can be done. So apart from that, there are several other applications. Recently, FICCI has involved blockchain technology to develop smart cities. Apart from this, there are several other potential benefits. So this slide shows the overview of potential benefits due to blockchain technology. The basic fund of blockchain technology is to reduce the fraudulent activities in the transaction. That is the main advantage. Apart from that, in supply chain management, if at all, if there are too many intermediaries involved, so that can be reduced, because this technology aims for integrating the market. And on the customer side, it gives an entrusted customer relationship. One is that data is protected, and of course, to be a part of blockchain, you have to trust it, and whatever information is shared in the blockchain, so it is transparent, anyone can access. The partners of blockchain, anyone can access. And one of the important benefit is traceability. So traceability is that for any product, you can find out from where it has been produced, which location. So this helps really a consumer who is really bothered about the quality, so that can be achieved through blockchain technology. And of course, the blockchain technology in overall helps to streamline the complete marketing process. So there are several other priority areas apart from agricultural marketing. It is being widely used by the Western countries in climate change, then biodiversity and conservation, then healthy oceans. There are several other priority areas wherein it is used, like water security and disaster resilience. So coming to the challenges, when I say about potential benefits of the technology, I'm equally responsible to tell the challenges ahead. The first one is accessibility, because you need a software platform to implement this technology. And of course, there are several startups who have been working on this technology. So that is one issue, because everyone cannot have access to that software platform. That is one issue. And another issue is the digital gap. Particularly in developing countries like India, we have close to 85% of small and marginal landholders. So connecting them to blockchain technology is really a big issue. Particularly agriculture operates mostly in the remote areas. So for that you need digital connectivity. So that is also another issue. One more issue is governance. So blockchain technology is complete automated technology, which means that a lot of manpower will be removed from the agricultural system. So So that is, the employment will be a serious issue. So for that, we need governance. What kind of alternate employment can be given to the persons who are removed from the agricultural system? So that is one issue. Another issue is regulation. So whenever we do any transaction, so obviously we cannot have a control on the price volatility. So as of now, there is no any regulatory mechanism. So that is one serious issue. And another issue is technical changes. Suppose if any of the participant loses the password or key to the blockchain technology, obviously that cannot be retrieved. So that is another issue. But of course, over a period of time, system has been evolving. So whatever the limitations are there in the blockchain technology, research has been done to reduce the limitation. So to sum up, so blockchain technology in agriculture, it needs the integration of all the core actors who are involved in the agricultural value chain. But as I already pointed that there are several barriers and challenges in popularizing the technology. Of course, it has large benefits also. So one of the strategies to formulate policies for encouraging the growth and adoption of blockchain technology. As I already indicated that there are a lot of limitations, particularly for a developing country, the adoption of blockchain technology will take time. Maybe in the coming decade, India will witness a huge surge in adoption of blockchain technology. As of now, there is no universal evaluation model. So there should be a universal evaluation model should be developed, which should have less transaction cost and more transparency. For that, government and as well as supporting organizations should invest more on research and education. So this will help to popularize the blockchain technology. Alternatively, pilot applications, that is the supporting, that is a platform on which the blockchain trading is going to happen. So pilot applications can be developed and it can be tested on different, maybe for different commodities or different locations, and it can be made assured that it is more secure and efficient for doing the transaction. So in the future, I perceive that the blockchain technology will be integrated with other revolutions like machine learning and artificial intelligence. So through this integration, the blockchain technology can have a parallel, safer and smarter marketing channel. I would not say that blockchain technology will serve as a mainstream technology, but definitely it will be an alternate channel for serving the agricultural marketing system. So with this, I wrap up my presentation regarding the blockchain technology, and I thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity to share the views on blockchain technology. As I already told, this technology cannot be a mainstream as of now, but definitely in the future, it will definitely, as the Honorable Prime Minister was focusing that to have a disruptive technology. This is one of the disruptive technology which will have a very good impact on the marketing system. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Senthil. It was a very nice presentation. Of course, it focused on a new technology. It is not known to many people. Blockchain technology, it enhances the traceability, brings transparency. It can cut down intermediaries, and transaction cost can also be reduced. But the challenge is how we are going to popularize. In fact, you highlighted adequately how we are going to popularize this technology. Let us say at district level, at KVK level, at Atma level, and how our farmers producers organization level can handle this kind of technology. That is, but there are few interesting things also are happening, which you highlighted. Government of India is introducing this crypto bill. That's a very good move. Initiative of Kerala government and T-Board. Of course, they show the path. But you also highlighted there may be loss of employment in agriculture.
Yeah.
Of course, so the same apprehensions were there when we went for computerization in banking sector. But certainly, the secondary agriculture can absorb, a lot more, employment opportunities in agriculture. So this certainly that apprehension should not prevent us to go ahead with adoption of this technology. It was a nice presentation, and maybe only one question is there, that is on ENAM. Would you like to address that?
What is the question? I could not find it out.
Despite such a fast and vast network of Android, why ENAM is not picking up in India? If ENAM is not picking up, what steps are required to bring blockchain technologies for agri-marketing in India?
So basically, ENOM, of course, every technology has its own advantage and disadvantage. So ENOM, that is also what I would say is a farmer can. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah. Please carry on.
So ENOM basically, sir, a farmer can sell the commodity anywhere. For example, in APMC, there is a whatever commodity comes under the purview of the APMC, only that can be sold. But whereas in ENOM, any farmer anywhere can sell the commodity. But again, the problem is how many farmers are connected to the technology. So that matters. So that is one issue of ENAM. Of course, we have one more option called futures trading. So that also the problem is like lot size. So lot size, the minimum lot size in futures trading is 10 tons. So of course, for a small and marginal farmer to fulfill the minimum lot size is really practically it's not possible. So for every technology, there will be good things and bad things. So it is up to the the concerned party to find out which one is better for them. If they feel that they want to have a better price, they can sell at ENAM, or else they have a better storage facility, they can store for some time and they can sell at future state. And as I already told, blockchain technology is a very new technology. It will take years to get popularized in India. The only thing to popularize is to have some successful cases. So that successful cases can be replicated, and it can be made aware to the farmers through different media. So that is the only the best way I would say to make the technology more popular among the farmers.
Started with 450 APMCs through ENAM, and now around 1,000 APMCs are covered by ENAM. So this is a process. I'm sure that here afterwards the expansion will be very fast. It will not take more time. So with this, I would like to thank you very much for good presentation and highlighting this important technology. So just to sum up, I will take 10-15 minutes. We are within the time. Of course, first presentation focused on FPO. Of course, we had a elaborate discussion on that. But how to bring farmers together? No, it is not just physical aggregation. Farmers, they belong to different socio-economic strata. Bringing this heterogeneous group into a farmers producers company and working for a single goal, it's not a easy thing practically at field level. Let us see, is it part of a job chart of our extension worker? Is it part of our SREP and Atma? So these things are not there. So Sayadri farm is very successful, and the scheme is also promoting 10,000 farmers producers organization. Some CBPOs will promote, some farmers producers organization, but unless it becomes part of a job chart of district level implementing agencies and the grassroots level extension worker, it's very difficult to achieve large number of farmers producers organization. It is not only backward linkage, even forward linkage is also very, very important. Success stories, they amply demonstrated that only through this they can make more money. The second important aspect which I would like to highlight is the startups, the role of startups. See, when under RKVY we are supporting good number of agri startups, and they're also playing very important role in agri marketing. I just take one example, which we are supporting a agri startup in Chhattisgarh. Basically, it is a mobile-based app which supports livestock trading. I just give an example. See, for example, I'm sitting in Hyderabad. If some farmer wants to purchase a cow from Gujarat, several questions are there. Now, who is the seller, and what is the price of that particular cow, and where the best cow is available, how that cow can be transported, who will check the health status of that particular cow, and what is the transportation cost, uh, and who will take the responsibility of any damage which takes place to that animal during this transportation. All these issues are practical problems which our farmers face on day-to-day basis. Many people get cheated in this entire process, but one app developed in this direction, it is trying to address all these questions. Like that, startups, I think they can support our farmers and our farmers producers organization in exploring new avenues in agriculture marketing. Um there are a few things just I would like to highlight. Recently, this is for your information. uh, we need to train around 46.25 lakh uh, different stakeholders associated with 10,000 farmers producers organizations. This is a huge task. It is just impossible for any single organization to address this capacity building activity. So, in order to bring all the interested institutional stakeholders, we floated a platform called Manage FPO Academy. It's a public-private platform. Any public institutions or private organizations interested in promoting FPOs can join this platform. Uh, Coming back to new avenues, is it possible to link local production with the local consumption? For example, you take midday meals program. Around 12 crore students are taking the food under midday meals program, and it comes from block level or district level. A lot of overhead charges are there. Logistics, we are investing so much of money, and in the process something gets spoiled. But is it possible to link local production with the local consumption? So we did small a student-led research in Kanyakumari district in Tamil Nadu, but we found that the farmers producers organization who sells these commodities to local school, which prepares midday meals, I think both will be the beneficiaries. I think both can save the money. The producer share in consumer rupee will increase because of these linkages. And we have a large number of public institutions. For example, we have university, 904 universities are there, and we have hostels, thousands of students, they take food every day. Is it possible to link those university hostels with nearby FPOs? We, in every district level and block level, we have large number of SC, ST, OBC, minority hostels which are funded by government. So is it possible to make it mandatory for them to purchase directly from farmers producers organization? And there are 5 million marriages takes place every year, large number of function halls. And an average, 5 lakh rupees is spent on every marriage, whereas 40% of the expenditure is made only on the food. Is it possible to link local farmers producers organization with these function halls? So these are all, few new avenues which we can explore, where we, by linking local production with the local consumption. What is the hurdle actually? The hurdle is somebody has to negotiate between two and mutually acceptable, some kind of MOUs need to be developed. And on pilot testing basis, a few things we should try at the field, and that can be improved upon and upscaled in different parts of the country. I think that provide a great solace to farmers who are searching for a market. Um, it's very important to have district level facilitation centers. Somebody should tell all the things, many things we are talking about. We are talking about export, we are talking about new technology, we are talking about government benefits, we are talking about local markets and processing, logistics. Somebody should, provide a handholding support to farmers through district level facilitation centers. Maybe it is important to empower our KVKs or Atmas. Maybe KVK is more appropriate because they have, scientific dedicated staff, and they have land and they can demonstrate these things also. So this is very, very important. And the most important, just I would like to conclude by telling our entire, extension, education activities are focused on production. The marketing space, we are yet to, touch actually. So shifting focus from production-led extension to market-led extension is very, very important thing. This giving marketing literacy to every farmer for better marketing is the first step which we have to achieve when we start, the extension activities. I think with that, the changes starts. I think the farmers can pick up, absorb all the new technologies what we are talking, and they can take maximum benefit. So I thoroughly enjoyed these presentations about FPO, about technology, about export, and many more things we discussed during the course of this presentation. It is time to thank NDRA again, and Dr. Chandel and Udita Chaudhary and many more colleagues are also here who are part of organization, and all the panel members who took their precious time for sharing their valuable inputs before, around 150 audience. Mr. Arvind Das, thank you very much. Dr. Ritambara Singh, she already left, but my thanks to her. Dr. Senthil, it was a nice presentation. Thank you very much. So with this, it's over to organizers.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Well, I extend my heartfelt thanks to our distinguished panel members in this session, Dr. Chandrasekhar, and all our distinguished speakers, Dr. Ritambara Singh, Mr. Arvind Das, and Dr. Senthil. And I also thank our rapporteur, Dr. Sanjeet Methi, and the head of our division, Dr. Chandel, and all the faculty of DESM division and the students. My special thank you goes to the participants, the attendees who have been listening patiently and consistently and very attentively to every session since we started our webinar yesterday, and they have been very active in their Q&A box and chat box and leaving their feedback. Thank you so much to all of you. And Chairman Sir, Dr. Chandrasekhar Sir, we are very happy that you were here as the chairperson, and your insights in this session were very valuable. The fact that you pointed out that the extension people need to be educated about the marketing aspect, we will note that down, and I think that's a very important point that you highlighted. We are going to have it on paper in our e-compendium, definitely. Thank you so much, sir. We shall meet again tomorrow for our last technical session at 10 a.m. sharp. So I'll see you all, hopefully all the attendees, the participants, everybody. I wish you all a very good evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.